What's up, bro? I just walked down the stairs. My legs are sore from just doing these little squats with literally like 15 pounds of weight. It's like with the heel elevated. I was doing them for my knees and stuff, but it's crazy. I only did like 40, but anyways, that's off topic. But I was just thinking about the fact how when I talk to people, sometimes they assume or they think that I am kind of like philosophical. What does that mean? You ever see, like, for example, Jordan Peterson, or people kind of like Jordan Peterson, that they're pretty smart, to be honest, but the way like they're talking and they sound pretty smart and cool, but it almost kind of sounds like some like empty air. Like, to be honest, it sounds like it doesn't even really, like, what is he getting at, bro? Like, it's like bruv is waffling, you know? So sometimes I'm talking to people, like my friends, or even my dad. Actually, he even did it today. My dad even did it today. I was talking to him. But I'm talking to them and I asked them like some question. Or they ask me a question, and in response I'll ask them a question that sounds so philosophical, and they're like, bro, just answer the question. That's a straight up question. For example, I remember my dad was talking about how I looked these past like couple of days, that I've been not as like excited or happy, or I just looked like so serious, right? Is this? I think this is better. Anyways, how I've looked so like serious, and I haven't really been, I don't know, like usual. And he's saying like, I just want you to have fun. And then I asked him, what is fun? Like, like at surface level, right? You can think, okay, bro, what is bro waffling about? Like, what fun is? Just answer the question, right? But I asked him the question, right? And he describes fun. Fun is this. Fun is enjoying your time, looking back at your time and you enjoyed it. And I'm like, okay, what if I work out and I enjoyed it? Is that fun? He said yes. So I'm like, okay, well then I have fun. And this is just like a very simplified, like, this is a very simple example, right? That just happened like yesterday or the day before or something. But even when I was talking to my friend, one of my old friends from like middle school, I was talking to him. I was visiting them because I live in Houston now and they live back in Dallas. I was visiting them for a couple of days and I was staying at his house. And a lot of the times I was talking to him, and it would be the same kind of thingy. Like, I remember he was talking about how, at the end of the day I want to just wind down, and I'm like just on my phone and stuff. And I'm like, and he said, yeah, I just like go on like and play like some mobile game. And I'm like, why do you play the mobile game? And he said, because it gives me dopamine. Everyone needs dopamine. And then I'm like, okay, then what is dopamine? And he's like, I forgot what he said. But basically his understanding of dopamine was flawed. And I had to really break down the fundamental false beliefs. And that's exactly why I ask these philosophical type questions, or very simple questions that sound so dumb. But in actuality, they are kind of brilliant in a sense, to be honest, because a lot of questions, a lot of people's actions are based off of false beliefs. And if I just sat there and said, oh, your belief, let's say the video game one with my friend, you don't need to play video games, you don't need dopamine, you should just do whatever, that point is not going to get across. But when you take them through a whole cycle, you take them from the very beginning, you break it down from the very smallest part, the most foundational part, and then you go out and you realize, this is like, what is this, right? Then they actually get the point and they actually realize it. And this is something that has helped me. This concept of breaking it down has helped me in all types of things, like speaking, arguing, trying to persuade someone to your point, trying to understand someone when they're saying something or trying to teach me something. For me, sometimes I get stuff a little slow, especially if they're talking fast or if they're using big words and stuff. And obviously this is a generalization. A lot of the times I do get it quickly, but sometimes I do get it things really slowly, and I often ask people to repeat themselves. And then I'm the type of person to say, type of guy to ask them, oh, I confirm what they say, like, oh, did you say this, or are you asking about this? Even though they're kind of clear, I'll just confirm it. That's the type of guy I am. I break it down really much. And for me, a lot of times before, I used to be confused at a lot of what people would say. I feel like I'm waffling. I'm gonna cut myself off right there. Yeah, but the point is, breaking stuff down helps you understand it very much easier. This is a basic point, but if you try this in your actual day-to-day life, then you'll see how beneficial it is. Hope this helped. Peace.